Hey everyone! If you're enjoying the coverage of the Pro Play Tour Online series, just remember, you can play in one yourself. Every Thursday you can enter our free weekly 64-player tournament with invites to the entire Top Cut. Every Saturday is our Weekend Championship, where you can enter a YCS-type event with 100% payout and even a cash payout option. The more players, the bigger the prizes. Can't commit time to play in our one-day events? We also host multiple 8-man pods daily, ready to fire on demand on your own schedule. All these events award invites to our free invite-only Players Championship, May 9th through 10th, with prizes supplied by our sponsors. For more information, visit ppgeventmanagement.com and come play with the pros.
Back to the PPG Thursday Weekly. We are here with round 3 feature match. We have Unchained, which is an interesting development. This player is 2-0 with Unchained, so we're going to see what he does to impress us. I am joined here with Dale, British YouTube personality, and Kyler from No Tier Gaming. Kyler, how are you doing today?
Not too bad. I had to get some audio stuff taken care of. We should be good to go now.
Oh, we're doing all right.
So for those just tuning in, it looks like the Unchained player desired, which was unchallenged. He then normal summoned Tour Guide, and that was met by an Infinite Impermanence, which then followed up with Abomination's Prison to destroy, or one of those was destroyed to end up special summoning out Adhara, which then moved into getting the Untwinned Chained Sarma, and he's moving into Unchained Soul of Rage. So a fairly decent
start. A lot of back row.
Yeah, we do know that one of them is the Unchained Trap card, which special summons from the deck, I believe. So we have that, and we know he's got Strama and he's got the Rage. Rage is an incredibly powerful card. I mean, you target one of your opponent's monsters and then you link with it. Just really scary.
That's 2 cards in the same columns as Decatrox's cards.
Could he have opened up all 3 imperms? Like, how bad would that have been? I would have actually, no, I'd take that back. I would have liked to think he would have played it.
Yeah, I would have. I would agree. He definitely would have used it on the Sarama. Sarama is insanely powerful, and stopping your opponent from getting access to that is really strong. So we do see the trap that he did set off Sarama being flipped again. Okay, it is Handed Graveyard. Nah. So we're gonna see a Ruhak come back out probably. Oh, he does just drop the soul.
What is this? Is this during the end phase?
It is during the end phase, yes.
So he's going to pop one of those back row without any fallback. Oh my god, Karma Cut.
Karma Cut.
So we have to assume this is BA at this point, just immediately. That's the only.
I can't see anything else anything else would play Dynamiscus.
Yeah,
I'm not sure why you don't just play Dynamiscus anyway.
Good old Karma Cut.
Oh, it banishes all cards with the same name, so it is like marginally better against certain decks.
Yeah, and it's marginal because it's only monsters, though. That's why it can be worse in some matchups.
Interesting.
But it's still an incredibly powerful card. I mean, especially if you look at the Eldritch matchup. If they have more than one Lord in graveyard, they get extremely punished for it.
Yeah, huge.
And it's, he seems to be in a great position, at least from what I can see. I mean, his opponent has maybe 2 interactions. He's able to trigger Sarama here. And then pop it to special summon another one from the deck for free. And I don't know if it has to summon a defense round. I believe it does.
I mean, I think he's got a decent amount. I'm pretty sure he can get rid of that last back row if he goes into the Link 4. He got enough game?
He does. He's going to summon out the other Abominable Unchained Soul, and if he pops that set card and just switches everything to attack, that's game. Oh, he goes for Rakia instead. Okay. That is kind of weird.
Battle phase.
Oh, he must have banished the other Unchained, the other Abominables in here because he definitely just had game on board had he not banished. And they normally play more than one of the Abominable because it's incredibly strong.
He could have one of the trap cards. He could have another chamber.
Yeah, another special summon. It's definitely possible. It's definitely a possibility.
Barely off. Can you do any more? Yeah, on Sarama.
So he's gonna pop it, and I believe it special summons one. So that seems, yeah.
That should get the last 200.
I mean, we can assume that that's another either Dynamistus Karma Cut or even Fiend Briefing, which would protect him, assuming none of the back row does anything. But Those are a lot of ifs. So I think we might just see the game end right here, which is kind of surprising. Usually BA is able to put up at least a little bit more of a fight than that.
There's a guy. Doesn't really matter what guy it is. He's attacking for game. He's thinking. Can unsummon. He's a fiend griefing. Probably just gonna send a graph.
Yeah, send graph into Seer. That way it's clear even into the Storm.
Which effect brought out the second Rakia?
It was Ratius effect. Oh, he can't. Can he summon Ratius?
Oh, yeah, he can.
It was the Sarama that brought it out.
Ah, go.
Yeah. Oh, we see the
Backjack.
That seems very risky.
Still could be BA, but now it's much more ambiguous.
Yes, the fact that he sent that instead does kind of concern me, because, I mean, if he doesn't hit a card, then he just loses the game.
He doesn't hit a trap that protects him.
Yeah, any removal, anything like that.
Actually, like, not that many traps. That will help.
He'd have to.
We're gonna see right now. This will activate a card.
That's
I
an
know.
Of course it is.
All the
that'll
cards,
do it.
man.
Yep. And if you doesn't know, Backjack lets you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck when it's sent to the graveyard, and then during your opponent's turn, you can banish it to mill the top card of your deck. And if it is a normal trap card, you can set it and activate it at the same turn that it's set.
Huge discard.
And now we might see that graph, or even a Storm here would be okay. But I still think he's not in the greatest position.
Yeah, he's so far behind in card advantage.
Card advantage. His opponent still has ways to control the board. One thing that he does have going for him here, though, is that versus the Unchained deck, if he just gets rid of all their monsters, they really don't do much. I mean, they do run out of monsters, and like that is one of the ways to beat them effectively. Once they run out of monsters deck, they don't really have great recovery from that, and their deck is mainly just trying to out-resource you by spamming monsters. And with Desires especially, we can almost be certain that he hit another Abominable Unchained Soul, because he would have activated it immediately if he didn't. Or he would have done it immediately.
Now we're in mid phase 2. I thought Unchained was going to take it for a second there. I'm surprised that Backjack was able to get him something blockable.
Personally,
that was actually pretty unlikely.
I personally thought it was a super greedy play. I'm surprised he made it.
I suppose it depends on what type
he
of
should
build
probably just sent Graph off of. It would have saved him anyway. And if he'd just sent Graph, summoned Seer would have given him an additional block in the odd chance that he was able to summon an additional monster.
So the only thing I can think of that reason I don't want to do that is because he needed the. He was afraid that that he would just make the rank 4 right away, and it would just pop the graph in the end phase, and he would get no effect off of it. But it seems like too little reward, or it seems like too unlikely for it to be a safe play. And
are you just using effect on Scarm?
Are going to see the Nightmare Unicorn come down.
This is huge.
If he has no interaction for that, I think he just has to scoop. I mean, what else?
Oh man.
Unless he's just got 2 level 3s and his opponent still has no interaction, but.
Normal tour guide?
Normal tour guide.
No, it's so sad.
GG.
I wanted to see it. No. Oh, we're going to game 2.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of just have to assume that it's B at that point, and I don't think you want to scoop on end phase from getting one of your traps popped. You just kind of have to play that out almost always. It's just too early of a concede, and he had to give the knowledge up there rather than.
Last time we saw a BA player play, we saw him end on Cherubini VFD by using needle fiber to climb into the VFD play. So we will see if a similar thing happens.
Yeah, we might still see that. We might still see that happen. I know that the BA builds
anymore with the set card.
Oh, yeah, I mean, some of the BA builds still are on the. They play the trap and they play the combo because it's such little committal to the actual main deck. It's only 3-4 cards you have to commit to it, and so you just have to mess with the extra deck. But we just see set 2 pass. It's not the ideal opening for BA ever.
I mean, if it's like a Karma card or something like that, that could be enough to. I mean, if he normal summons one of the little the Rikia or Alhada, you just take that out of the game straight away. And like you said, they burn out their monsters already enough as it is.
Cut Graph is good, but Graph's at 1, so it's unlikely that that's what he has. But Fiendish Rhino Warrior is what he discarded last time, and that's pretty likely.
And he also has that backjack that's pretty solid. We do see the Uruha come down here, meaning that he's going to at least get 2 monsters on the board now. So that Karma Cut or Dino Mistus is just looking a lot worse. And I don't think they're on summon limit for BA just because you need to already establish for it to be any good in the deck. So let's see, and Strama comes down, Strama being incredibly good here.
Yeah, Strong was a great card when it came out as a special edition, and then obviously we got it as a common in one of the other sets. I really want to see more Unchained support. I really do. I don't know how much more they could get.
Backjack.
And we're going to see the Strama go. And yeah, so we do see the backjack, and he's going to be able to trigger backjack from here. Giving him
Needs to hit it.
more
Needs to hit a normal trap off of it. Actually, no, he can hit it. He can hit a BA card and let that get excavated.
Yeah, he can hit the Rhino Warrior or the Giraffe, and it's usually, or even Starman. It's usually still pretty good.
Farm if he doesn't die, but yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, I mean he's interrupted the Sarama, which is one of the biggest cards in the deck, so I think it's okay. What I personally would have liked to see from him is instead of letting Sarama use its effect and then targeting the Aruha, that basically would have meant his opponent would have only ended with the trap on board. With the trap on board, the trap does less than Aruha does a lot of the time because Aruha still is a quick effect, meaning he's able to just use it to pop stuff, and yeah, he's going to be able to extend further from here.
Prison.
You know, I don't think Aruha is the quick effect. I think it's Rika that's the quick effect.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Okay, so the other way this is better is because Aruha's still live, whereas if he had popped the Chamber of the Unchained, it's going to be dead now. So he's just gonna, we're just going to see the Strama normal summon now, rather than have its effect already committed on the hard ones per turn. So,
yeah, I mean, on summon.
The one thing to keep away from the Unchained as well is don't let them get to their like the bigger guys, because that's what they need in order to make their link climbs. If you stop their link climbs, they can't really do a huge amount to you.
I'd see an additional Karma Cut right here.
And that Abominable Soul is just a scary card. That card is so powerful. So we'll see a trap trick out. That usually means he didn't hit anything off the Batjack, unless he's going to chain the Batjack here. Okay.
And Jack, yeah, no, you're right.
Which this would assume, you assume it's a monster. Yeah, we're going to see the Storm. Yep, we see the Storm.
Oh.
Okay.
He'll get end phase search. Pretty good.
Please, he's going for Dynamiscus. That's cool.
Probably just use it right away on this Sarama. There it is. Do you have in his hand a discard? Rhino Warrior?
Libic.
Not
activate?
ideal, but he does have the search.
Yeah, Libic will probably not activate.
Yeah,
He's really low on cards, but he'll be able to get the search with Skarm.
I think if he had another BA, he still would have just gone into Dante from there. That usually feels better. 1500 direct.
We'll see if Decatrox has a response for the tour guide that's inevitably going to be searched. There are many cards that work against tour guide. High likelihood he does.
Yep. So
saw effect failure last game, so that might come in.
Yeah, he's on that effect failure and Imperm, which are just really strong against BA deck, at least most of the time.
But if this tour guide survives Valor, it'll be a big momentum shift. Oh, and it resolves. Huge.
I can only assume that his hand is full of the big guys then, because otherwise you set that back row or you drop those hand traps.
Yeah. Here we go. Dante time. 2014 again, boys. Dante mill 3. Didn't hit anything. All right, we got Graph.
So dropping this here, we'll see the standard like overlay into Masquerena or whatever it is. We could still see the Nibiru come down. This deck is pretty weak to it.
That's true. See a link play, probably. Because Dante's in defense.
Yeah, I thought that was weird personally. I don't know if any link play does more damage.
Masquerena. Seer on Dante. Dante on Skarm. So he's not looping. Letting Skarm. That's interesting.
can only
So-
assume that he really wants that search.
He wants to go into the Beatrice here, and if he discards, since he's using the Seer effect, you'd have to discard the Seer, which is the main thing.
Now it's so hard to get back that Seer.
He just detaches the Dante and he gets it, so it's not too bad unless there's a call by.
Shame both Seer and Graph are still limited. But this deck could be so much better.
Yeah, I mean, I believe in the OCG they have either Seer or Graph at 3. I'm just kind of surprised they're still holding off on supporting the stack. But it does see results no matter what. I find it weird that he goes Farfa here, unless other than he sends a backjack off the Beatrice, which would make sense to us.
Looks like in
Say
the
what?
OCG, none of them are limited.
Oh wow, yeah. I'm surprised that doesn't see results. However, it is very much like max seed bait the deck. So, I think we're gonna see the Beatrice effect here. He just wants to see if he can go through for the backjack so he can plan the rest of his turn out. And it also does get him the Seer back, which will then bring back the Dante so he can move away into Nightmare Unicorn again. So he has a lot of interactions right now, even if it doesn't seem like it. That Beatrice goes through, backjack goes through, Dante adds back Seer. He's able to do a lot. I mean, assuming that's a Banish Trap, he can flip over.
They 1 Jack 2, Dante target Seer. Here we go. Backjack is nice.
Yeah, card is really obnoxious to deal with. Yeah, we might see that trap come down just immediately so that he can get the Dante presence on board early. So that if he has to chain mask, he can chain it right away for something real.
There's still a lot to do. I mean, we can kind of assume that the 3 cards remaining in the Unchained hand aren't so great. Otherwise, we would have maybe seen some play coming from it. Like if they had maybe the top deck is good enough, but you would like to think that if there was any of the spells or any of the traps, they would have been set last turn. Tall Guy's bloody good though. Bailey's
Yeah,
also better.
Yeah, they're on the tour guide.
I think that's kind
He's
of the
not
right thing to do.
he's not in a great position here. I mean, we know that we can assume that that's a trap card that's a trap card that's face down that's going to interact with the Seer, just because he preemptively shotgunned the Beatrice.
Yeah, Backjack has. Armor cut. That's actually huge.
Yeah, that gives him 200. Oh, wow.
He just using. I guess yeah. He just used the. He just used the karma cut without. He just inferred that it was already set.
Yep, and that I have to say that probably just does it. If we assume that
That was
none of those
a
cards
big
get set,
turnaround.
we're great.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really see Unchained coming back from this. They would need something very, very special. Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
Masquerade still too.
Really.
It's crazy. Well, that was interesting.
Still looking to earn your invite for the free Players Championship on May 9th and 10th? Visit ppgeventmanagement.com to learn about the different qualifiers available. From one-day events to play-on-your-own schedule events, all events offer a buyback or cash option along with a 100% credit option redeemable towards any future pre-order at competitive prices. Grinding and getting paid to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Has never been easier. Play with the most professional worldwide tournament series today and join the online community. Come join us on Discord for assistance, info, and even discussions about future events.
I would argue that he kind of built this deck with Eldritch mostly in mind.
Yes.
Because all the Karma Dynamics, if you could banish all 3 Golden Lords, that's kind of game. It's really easy. for that.
Banish their Golden Lords. And even if you hit their trap cards, too, and they just don't
Yeah,
get
that's huge.
The resource back, and they lose a lot of their grind game.
YuGiOh's scary against BA.
Yeah, there's a lot of scary cards. There's a lot of scary cards for the BA deck, but when piloted well, as long as you open up reasonably, it's a fairly
consistent deck. No, that's not good. Oh, it is fine.
It's all right. It's okay.
Okay. That was just my YuGiOh instincts. The player sets one. It's not a good sign.
Yeah. What's nice though is that this doesn't just count towards the Nibiru summon count, I don't believe, because it's
Ash.
I'll see the Ash on the search or on the special summon.
I mean, that's really important because that just stops him getting the big guy, stops him getting into the link, stops their
This is normal
power play.
summon already on the set.
Oh yeah, you can't do that.
Pretty normal summon, right?
Yeah.
Yes. I think that's been caught.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
If we see that Aruha just go down, I don't know what he's doing. Okay, we're gonna see an Aruha pass. Yeah, that's scary. I don't think the BU player has to commit anything here either. And
guide
come down.
You're gonna resolve?
Ash
does get ashed. Callback? No, probably not.
I can't see when you're going second keeping it in, especially in this matchup where it's not the greatest.
Yeah. Traps aren't even, for the most part, that great against BA. If they just like summon the regular BAs from the hand using like the no spell and trap effect. Just tour guide. And tour guide isn't really like, I guess it's not really like a fulcrum card of the deck. It's not really how the deck works.
So that's a nice top deck.
There's one set to face, though it does have hand traps.
And that one set can easily turn into more sets if he discards a Batjack. So
yeah,
you might think you have one and then that Batjack's discarded, or that's a Fiend Briefing and he's guaranteed a Batjack and you have something else to deal with. So it's always scary to play against that Batjack, just being able to continuously get you more trap cards. But see, I mean, we know he has a Sarama, so he is able to do something at least.
I think it's a high chance that Sarama would just get banished as soon as it's normal summoned. Okay.
Even a Fiend Briefing right here kills it. Because, I bet we're going to see it go through.
Does that then mean that back row is nothing? Does that then telegraph that you can pretty much go off? Or do you feel that he's holding that back at a decent time just to be able to go, okay, cool, I'll let you go off, do whatever you need to do, and I'm just going to hit you when you go into your link monster so you lose all your advantage?
He might be, he might just be scared that same thing's going to happen as last time, where he's able to just put another Sarama on board because there is now an additional card for that Aruha to just pop. Additional cards in his hand for his Aruha to pop.
I'm not sure. It's hard to say. I'm not sure what the allowing of Sarama telegraphs from Farkion's position. A lot of arguments in multiple different ways.
I think it at least telegraphs that he has no additional interactions. That's one big thing, because
he doesn't have a lot of them.
Yeah, because if he had a Batjack in hand, he would have definitely tried to just shotgun the Sarama away, and then try to gain advantage off the Batjack, because there's a lot of cards he can hit for interaction with the Batjack in the deck.
If there were actual, like, I'm trying to think what would be in his hand, because if it was a hand trap, I think it might have already been used. If it were BAs, he would have used them last turn to make a Dante before summoning Tour Guide.
If I was to guess, I would guess it's one BA. And
he had Backjack just sitting. No, if he had Backjack, it would be fine. I think he has one.
If it was a Backjack, he would have definitely used the trap if he could have. So maybe he just felt safe not committing anything this turn. But that does seem really weird.
All right, this is a big main phase for Farkion. He really needs to come back right here. Impermanence is the set card. It goes ahead and used on the Unchained Soul Rage, so he can't quick link using his monsters.
I can only imagine.
That seems
huge.
I think you would imperm the Strum almost every time, right? I suppose not, because he still had the Aruha to be able to pop the Sarama for the Grave effect. So I think he probably did play correctly here. He assumes there's no other hand traps ready, so he might. If an Ash comes down, I think he's in a really bad spot. But other than that, he seems to be okay currently. There's probably just no interaction on the board, and he can start pitching away at it.
The BA?
Yeah, the BA player.
Go.
And we'll see the Rhino come down.
Good. Pretty strong.
I think one thing that's scary for me in this situation, at least if I was the BA player, everything here is floating, other than the Rage. So the only thing you can really effectively swing over is the Rage. We'll see the Cow Tab be irrelevant here.
And I was probably going to send Farfa.
I think we might see a Backjack send or a Storms.
Yeah, I guess there's no reason to Farfa anything now because it'll
The
just
Rage
return
is-
to the end phase. Because
Yeah, the Rage is already gone. So I think we'll see Backjackers. Backjack or Storm are the only real options, unless he has a Livic for extension for some reason or somehow.
And then Skarm must search a level 3 Fiend, not level 3 or lower, right? It has to be level 3.
Yeah, it's specifically level 3, so we can't grab the Backjack off of it. So we might just see the Backjack get sent here.
Taking his time. See, we got a healthy amount of time in the round. This is for game 3. 19 minutes remaining in time.
Very good match
Skarm.
as well.
That he has, this will trigger this card's graveyard effects. This card that feels destroyed by, what is this? Dark Spirit of Banishment.
Oh, this one's so good. So it brings back the level 8, and then I'm pretty sure it redirects it to that level 8 as well. So he's going to take a bit of damage off that.
Oh man, that's huge.
Yeah, isn't
Gains
David-
300. The level 8 gains 300 for each Unchained.
The best thing about that is if a Fiend or the level 8 goes to the graveyard, he gets to add banishment back to his hand.
That's a huge tech.
Yeah, this was popular in earlier builds. I didn't see a lot of the newer ones running it because it can break sometimes, but once you get set up for it, the board just gets incredibly hard to break, and they just have consistent recursion on the deck. And I think right here, unless he has a
Quick
lot
link,
of,
right? No, that's not a quick effect.
No, but he can just link on his opponent's turn.
Link on
too.
his next turn.
Yeah,
And
so he
Yeah,
can just take his opponent's Dante now, using the take his opponent's Dante if he wanted to, or whatever he leaves on the board. He'd take it with the Unchained Soul of Disaster, make another one of the Link 2s, and then I think that'll be enough for game.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely looking scary for him. I would expect a Masquerader to come down here, which would allow him to kind of dodge that effect at least. So let's hopefully he's in that situation. That he has some way to extend further onto the board.
That Dark Spirit of Banishment tech is really, really cool. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I think they play before they got Sarama to make them actually pretty good. They played all of them, all the Dark Spirits in there.
So there was another one that did effects, but didn't really do a lot. It brings back the level 8 again, but doesn't negate the effect, I don't believe. So it wasn't as effective. But
Yeah,
it was
Did
still
he
insanely
make a
good.
Beatrice here? Or is he stuck?
He made a Beatrice, but he loses out on Dante, and he also the Beatrice still probably just eats the Unchained Soul unless you just go straight Farfa on it.
Or if he has a Karma Cut or Dynamistic Disable to set. Without it, it's gonna be really hard to win this.
Yeah, I mean he needs another way to special a monster on board, or he needs something to do here, and I just don't think it's just not looking like he has it right now because he's really struggling. I mean,
Yeah.
if he had a good play here, it would be he would have just done it already. I think he's been pretty quick on everything so far. So
Yeah, I mean, when the only set was Imperm as well, you kind of have to think what the rest of his hand is. I'm surprised we haven't seen more from it, but
yeah, most of the cards just aren't usually just dead like this is right now. Oh, that could do it actually.
He can't use Gravity Controller's Link material to turn his Link summoned.
uh-oh.
Oh. 1 second. Kim in the lobby? I don't. Alright. Gotta deal with this. Actually matters.
Yeah, you're good to go. I'm gonna message him too. Okay,
There
looks
we go.
like-
I think he's had it. Yeah.
That could have been incredibly good, but Now it's looking a lot worse than it was before.
Or was Dante? Was Dante summoned to the extra monster zone or the main monster zone earlier? I don't remember.
It was extra monster zone. He did play.
Okay, as long as it's in the extra monster zone. If it was the main monster zone, that happens sometimes in Shadal.
Yeah. Those little
We should be
details. I'm assuming he's just going to go Beatrice. Yeah.
Yeah, and
But as Kyler pointed out, it'll just get invalidated by the his name is Disaster. Yeah, Unchained Soul of Disaster.
I suppose you just have to, like, he
Use
said
it right
those-
away.
Yeah,
You won't
shotgun
get
the
effective
Firefall.
consent.
you just have to forfeit. Okay.
I just went in scoops. It was too hard to make it back.
Hey,